The Great Learning Section 2 by Cengzi 2.1. To make the will sincere means not lying to oneself. Just as we instinctively avoid foul smells or are naturally drawn to beauty, this sincerity must arise from within. This is the basis of genuine humility. Therefore, a person of virtue must be especially vigilant when alone, as this is the true test of character. When a petty person is idle, he often turns to wrongdoing without restraint. However, in the presence of someone virtuous, he feels ashamed and conceals his faults while highlighting his virtues. But if others can see right into our hearts and know our true nature, what's the point of pretending? Sincerity within will always manifest outwardly. This is why the noble person maintains integrity even in solitude. Cengzi once said, "When many eyes are watching and many fingers are pointing, one must take it seriously." Wealth may beautify a home, but virtue beautifies a person. When the mind is open and at peace, the body flourishes. This is why the noble person must strive to be sincere in intention. 2.2. The Book of Odes describes a graceful prince as one refined through discipline like a gem that has been cut, filed, carved, and polished. His dignified and awe-inspiring manner sets him apart, making him unforgettable. The metaphors used, cutting and filing, refer to the pursuit of knowledge, while carving and polishing reflect self-cultivation. His poised demeanor shows caution and respect, and his commanding presence reveals noble conduct. When the Tao is fully expressed and virtue perfected, such a person leaves a lasting impact on others. Another poem notes that the virtuous rulers of the past are still remembered. A noble person honors those who are worthy and cherishes their kin, while a petty person seeks only pleasure and personal gain. This distinction is what ensures that some are remembered long after their passing. 2.3 Ancient texts speak of making one's virtue shine clearly and contemplating heaven's revealed mandate. This clarity and depth of virtue are signs of true wisdom and understanding. 2.4 King Tang once inscribed, "If you renew yourself today, then renew yourself daily, and keep renewing." The Kang Report calls for renewing the people, and another ode says even the old Zhou dynasty maintained its vitality through constant renewal. This teaches that a noble person commits fully to every effort. 2.5 Poetic lines remind us that people remain where they feel secure, and even birds rest only in safe and quiet places. Confucius reflected, "If birds know where to settle, should we not as humans be even more discerning?" Another verse praises King Wen for resting in reverent clarity. A ruler should embody compassion, a minister, respect, a child, filial devotion, a parent, loving kindness, and in all social dealings, trustworthiness. These are the moral anchors for each role in society. 2.6 Confucius remarked that judging legal disputes is something anyone can do, but the real goal is a society where disputes no longer arise. Those who lack genuine feeling should not dominate discussions, and the will of the people should always be deeply respected. This understanding is fundamental. 2.7 Self-cultivation depends on keeping the mind right. When we are angry, afraid, eager, or anxious, our sense of rightness is compromised. Without mental focus, we see without really seeing, hear without truly hearing, and eat without tasting. True self-cultivation requires mental clarity and emotional balance. 2.8 Family harmony starts with personal discipline. Bias clouds our judgment, whether it's favoritism toward loved ones, disdain for those we dislike, reverence for superiors, pity for the suffering, or indulgence in laziness. Few can love someone and still recognize their flaws, or dislike someone yet see their virtues. A proverb says people rarely see the faults of their own children or the quality of their own crops. This illustrates that without self-discipline, we cannot hope to govern our families properly. 2.9. Before you can govern a country well, you must first put your own family in order. No one has ever failed to educate their own family, and yet succeeded in educating others. That is why the noble person focuses on cultivating his family before extending his influence to the nation. Serving the ruler is through filial piety. Serving elders is through respectful brotherhood. Governing the people is through kindness. As it is said, a mother caring earnestly for her infant may not be perfect, but her sincere heart ensures she is never far from right, even without formal training. When a single family practices kindness, the whole nation is encouraged toward kindness. When a family is humble, the nation follows suit. But if one person acts selfishly, the entire country can fall into disorder. This illustrates how the actions of one can affect the many. Hence the saying, one word can decide an affair. One person can settle a kingdom. The ancient sages Yao and Shun ruled with benevolence, and the people willingly followed. The tyrants Ji and Zhou ruled with cruelty, and though the people obeyed outwardly, they resisted unjust laws. A noble person seeks virtue within himself before expecting it in others, and corrects his own faults before criticizing others. No one lacking the principle of empathy can effectively teach others. Thus, governing a country begins with managing the family. The Book of Odes says, like a lush peach tree in bloom, the bride joins her husband's home, bringing harmony. When the family is harmonious, the people can be properly educated. It also says, he treats his elder brothers well and his younger brothers well. Only after treating siblings rightly can one teach the people. And his conduct is faultless, bringing order to the four quarters. When relationships between father and son, elder and younger brothers are correctly modeled, the people follow. Therefore, governing a country depends on harmonizing the family.